Because our inner voice, our inner critic, it's constantly warning us, telling us we're going to fail, telling us we're going to be judged, telling us that people aren't going to, think what we're doing is good enough, or it's going to paralyze us and we're not going to take action on something important. Because our inner critic is that huge part of our self-sabotage that leads to the procrastination and then that analysis paralysis. And energetically, it's like a dagger. Hey mama, welcome to the Balanced Mom Method podcast, a safe space to help you transform the way that you approach motherhood and life. If you're a mom struggling with self-worth, overwhelmed with overstimulation, looking to slow down, conquer mom guilt, let go of external pressures, or even embark on a spiritual awakening, you are in the right place. Let's break free from that survival mode cycle by waking up from autopilot and authentically embracing our inner self-love, trust, and connection. Imagine if every single part of your life was perceived through a lens of expansion, value, worthiness, self-awareness, and acceptance. Hey, I'm Jenna, and I've been where you are. I was consumed in the struggles of motherhood and was always in my own head, never feeling good enough. I realized if I wanted to make a change, it started within me. And in finding that freedom, I've dedicated my life's work to helping other moms heal from the inside out to come back home to themselves too. So take my hand, mama. Let's set the foundation to live an intentional life full of peace, presence, confidence, clarity, belief, joy, love, and balance. If you are ready to weed the fluff, get to the root of cultivating real change, and feel connected to yourself on a love-rooted level, let's dive in and discover the power within you. Warm up that cold coffee, pop in your earbuds, and tighten that top knot, mama. Let's overcome together. Hello, beautiful mamas. Happy Earth Week. Happy Earth Week. I hope that you are able to enjoy time outside in nature this week. I hope that you are able to just ground yourself, take off your shoes, be barefoot, walk in the grass, just connect with nature. When I was little, I loved being outside when I was little, of course, but Earth Week, I'm always like, oh, okay, cool, right? But I feel like I didn't make this connection until I was older, just like the little things in life. Granted, this isn't even a little thing. It's such a big thing that we just totally overlook, right? We totally overlook and just take advantage of the beauties, the magic, the divine feminine energy just merging with masculine energies. Our Mother Earth, my goodness, we can learn so many things from her. Okay. Moving forward, happy Earth Week. Procrastination. Here we go. It's funny that this episode was this week because here I was in the thick of it this week. I have my cycle. I've been in a funk and I just wasn't doing the thing. I'm like, Jenna, let's just do the things. And I just couldn't bring myself to really be productive this week. But productive isn't the right word because I was productive. I was just productive in different things that my brain was telling me to do versus what I was actually doing. So this episode is about procrastination, but I just want to preface this right off the bat. Rest is still productive, okay? For the sake of this episode, we are talking about breaking free from our functional freeze states and our procrastination states, but that is not to say that we should always first take that step back and be aware if our bodies are calling us to rest versus, okay, are we really avoiding and procrastinating and are we stuck in a nervous system, fight or flight freeze state? So check out episode 79. It doesn't talk exactly about rest versus procrastination, but more so about shame and guilt versus no, I shouldn't be guilty about this. I'm actually stepping away from this because it doesn't align with me and it doesn't bring me joy. So all right, funny that this episode, this week that I was just having this out of experience, what the hell am I avoiding? What is it? Am I procrastinating? Am I avoiding? Let's get to the root of this. But like I just said, I was still being productive and I was procrastinating on certain things, but I was getting other things done that had to get done also. So it's just, this is the flow of life. That's why I wanted to share that because everything that I'm going to share from here on out in this episode, I want you to take what resonates with you, okay? Because there's so much personal development and there's so much productivity hacks and do this and you'll get this result and everything's so black and white. However, I welcome you to take what resonates with you because this is your life, okay? And procrastination, there are so many faces of it also. the analysis paralysis, being stuck in that functional freeze. You're staying busy being busy. And I will say, like, that is me. Like, that's my procrastination style. I don't sit on the couch and turn the TV on. Like, I'll stay busy being busy, but I might not be doing things that I need to be doing. But this week I was. It was more so like personal life stuff versus like the business stuff that I was procrastinating. So anyway, okay. I want to tell you right off the bat, we all procrastinate. Okay? You're not alone. You are not alone. It's really getting to that root of how you do it, why you do it, what are your roots, what are your root causes, and then what are your behaviors that you do when you procrastinate. So it's you connecting to you, because we all know that it's procrastination. It's not good for us. So the crazy thing about procrastination is that a lot of times, insert yourself here, is this you, that you avoid doing something more important or more urgent or something that you're avoiding to do, right? Versus something of less importance. However, it's more pleasurable in the moment. Like, let me sit down and scroll on social media. Let me sit down and watch TV. But I know I have that deadline. I know that I need to, do my weekly chores because I half-assed them last week because I waited till last minute. Right? Spoiler here, like more on why we fall into this addictive social media and TV consumption habits. We're going to share about that in a little bit, because I want to help you alleviate those additional guilt and stressors, because there's a reason why, okay? And we're going to dissect that and get to the roots to be able to overcome it. So what if we explored the energetics and how your energetics are intertwined with our nervous system, okay? Come with me here. Like, let's go beyond the mainstream personal development and psychology view of procrastination that I'm probably sure like that's what you know about of procrastination. Let's go beyond that view a little bit and go into some depths, because I feel that without understanding what's happening on an energetic level, it could be harder sometimes to break free. Because what if that productivity hack doesn't work for you? What if that personal development tip doesn't feel good to you? How are you going to feel about yourself? What are you going to say to yourself then when it comes to your continuing to procrastinate, even though you're trying this hack and doing this tip? You're going to get down on yourself even more. You're going to shame yourself even more. Think, gosh, why the hell am I so lazy? Just do it. So rather than getting down on ourselves, let's go a level deeper. Let's go a little deeper inside. Because when your body is in the sympathetic state, that fight, flight, freeze state, it has one goal, and that's survival. And it can be triggered when you're facing choices that could possibly, take you into the unknown or kind of uncertain territory. This is why I'm procrastinating, because I'm like, I just don't want to do that thing. Because, like reaching that deadline or reaching that goal. Oh, what's that next step beyond there? What's that uncertain territory? Okay, that level deeper is you might be possibly procrastinating because you have unhealed traumas. You have stuck emotions. You have a dysregulated nervous system. And then your nervous system continues to go into overdrive when you're faced with this uncertainty. And then something new comes up. It perceives it. Ooh, that's new. I don't want to do that. It's possibly dangerous, potentially danger. Bing, bing, bing. Triggers your nervous system into a few different protective responses, being that fight, flight, freeze response. So your body, it wants to keep you safe, okay? And you've probably heard like back in the caveman days when like we're being chased by bear, like we have like the fight, flight, freeze. It's important survival instincts. But now in this day and age, we have to, of course, welcome them and accept those responses. But it's okay to learn, no, I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay right now. I just have to do the dishes. I'm not being chased by a bear, right? Like even if that sounds silly that your body's trying to fight off danger, we can rewire ourselves to understand it's just the dishes. It's just a deadline. This isn't a life or death situation, because when it comes to procrastination, your body essentially, it's probably in like a functional freeze response. That could be that functional freeze is not when you're completely frozen or motionless, because you're still able to do more meaningless tasks like scrolling social media, watching TV. But when it comes to those big things, you're paralyzed. And it's not that you're lazy. You're not lazy, okay? So that's why it's almost getting to that root of it, because When we call ourselves lazy, when we put that judgment, that shame on us, all we're doing is labeling ourselves, and it's putting on an extra layer of gunk because that's when the negative self-talk comes into. And then we have to get through the negative self-talk, because if we don't do that, then we're going to continue to downward spiral, and that's going to compound into emotions. So let's first start with releasing the shame and the guilt. Even if we are avoiding, even if we are procrastinating, okay, let's get through this, all right? Because my body is just trying to protect me. It's trying to keep me alive right now. So before we, continue to get down on ourselves and judge and shame, let's take some actionable steps, some intentional steps to help our bodies out of this procrastination functional freeze state. So functional freeze within our nervous system, it could look something like this, like, okay, I have all this stuff to do. Like, I know it. I have it all written down on my to-do list. Yet I'm still on the couch watching TV. All right, a half hour goes by. Gosh, why haven't I done this already? Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Okay, a couple hours go by. Jenna, I need to get up. I need to get up right now. Get up. Okay, now I'm really overstimulated. I'm overstimulated. I should have done this 2 hours ago. Now I only have 20 minutes. What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? How am I going to start? And then the shame cycle starts because I took too long. Okay, we have no energy, no motivation, and our brain is like, what the hell are you doing? You have so much to do. Does that resonate at all? Like, have you ever kind of gone through that cycle in some capacity? With kind of sharing, just kind of that little bit of depth with like that insight of keeping us safe, I hope that possibly now you can agree, like, procrastination can be a form of self-protection, self-preservation. It could be a response from your body in an attempt to keep us safe, okay? So now, that's kind of the nervous system response. Now, energetically, let's explore how procrastination can happen from a couple energy misalignments, if you will, within your body. I watched a video training from Christina Lopes, and it just resonated so much with me because I have the book. I've read the book that she refers to, within her short little, training. And I'm fascinated with our chakras. I'm very in tune with learning and things with our chakras. So even if this sounds a little woo-woo to you, like, follow me here, because I'm going to bring it all together with some tips at the end, okay? So the first misalignment, a wounded energy field. And this could be like your energy inside. Like, you might have some pent-up trauma, some painful traumatic experiences that you've had within this lifetime. You might have stuck emotions, like this unhealed trauma or these stuck emotions. They create this energy field within our body that it compounds, it builds up, and it could act independently of our main energy field. So a spiritual teacher, Eckhart Tolle, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He's amazing. I've read The Power of Now is an incredible book, but the book that he refers to as the pain body is in his book called A New Earth. And he says that the pain body is an energy field of old, but it's still very much alive, and it lives in almost every human being. And this wounded energy field is kept alive by an emotional charge. We are energetic beings. It's kept together by an emotional charge of traumas that continue to be triggered because they're not being healed or worked through. And that wounded pain body continues to have a life, quote unquote, of its own. And it could be triggered anytime it perceives a new danger or uncertainty that like triggers that remembrance or triggers that response of like, oh, that's happened to me before, even if it's not the same occurrence. So once it's triggered, that pain body could then dysregulate our nervous system and get our bodies into that trauma response of that functional freeze, leading us to procrastinate. So those stuck emotions within us, have you ever had like the same type of response or the same type of lesson or experience come up over and over and over and over and over again? Because it's our body's way of telling us, okay, it's time to work through this. And it's okay. I've also gone on over this with, it's okay to say, no, not today, not right now. I'm not ready to go in the depths today. But it's going to continue. Once we accept, it's going to continue to come up. And this lesson is going to continue to come up until we work through it, until we heal through it. The second energy misalignment that leads to procrastination is a weak solar plexus. Your solar plexus chakra is located around your stomach area. It's between your heart and sacral chakras. So kind of right below your brow line, right around your brow line is where your solar plexus resides. And it develops during our adolescent, or if you ever heard of your inner child. And it's responsible for our sense of personal power, free will, individuality, feeling a sense of sovereignty with ourselves. And it's a powerful chakra because it helps us take action towards our dreams, feel confident in ourselves, take harness of our personal power, trust our abilities, value ourselves. And when we procrastinate, it can mean that we have a weaker, closed off solar plexus, misaligned solar plexus. And if that pain body, going back to those stuck emotions or that pain body, if that's activated, that pain body can override the will of your solar plexus if your solar plexus isn't open, aligned, strong enough, and it literally paralyzes you. So it means that the trauma and this energy of that pain body, let's call it, it's bigger than the power of the solar plexus chakra. And it's just continuing that stagnant energy cycle, and it's making you unable to act. Does that make sense? So understanding this energy, spiritual side of procrastination, it could be pivotal. I hope that makes sense, because it could be pivotal because you're understanding yourself from the inside out. Again, no matter how many psychological hacks, productivity tips, personal development, jargon of like what to do, what if they don't work for you? I mean, I hope and pray that they do. I hope and pray that, this productivity hack works and this personal development book, it works for you. However, what if it doesn't? And then that aftermath, if it doesn't, all that's doing is emphasizing that downward spiral of those internal battles, that negative self-talk that is spiraling you down, down, down into those negative mindset loops. So hopefully seeing a little bit of the internal energetic perspective, it could help expand our awareness into accepting what is, to be able to move through and move forward. So that's a little bit about kind of the nervous system, body, energetic body work with procrastination. Now let's talk a little about how we could overcome it. How we can overcome that nasty procrastination cycle. So 5 ways. The first way is to learn a way for you to calm your nervous system. Because until you come out of that functional freeze response, your body won't really be able to do anything else. It won't be able to kind of do what I'm about to share, because you first have to learn how to calm a dysregulated nervous system. Okay, you have to come back to a grounded state that's going to allow you to take that action. That's going to allow you to believe in your dreams and take the action and, the power and control over your dreams again, whatever needs to get done in your life. So relaxing that nervous system and bringing your body back into that homeostasis balance, it's necessary. And of course, I'm going to bring in meditation here because meditation is my number one way to calm my nervous system, to bring me back down. Okay, Jenna, what if I don't have 20 minutes? Deep breathing exercises. Okay, you could do square breathing. You take in, I go through this with all of my clients before we get started with a session ourselves. We go through, it's called square breathing. So you take in a breath for the count of 4, hold it for the count of 4, and then exhale for the count of 4, and then you do it 4 times. Okay, that's kind of to connect that square piece. So you could do deep breathing exercises. You can go for a walk. You can get barefoot, get outside in nature. How often have you heard with your kids, if they are completely wild, overstimulated, oh my gosh, like I can't do this anymore. Have you ever heard, bring them outside, get outside, it'll change the energy, it'll change everything. There's a reason why they say that. I'm like using air quotes right now. There's a reason why that's a thing, okay? So figure out a way for you to calm your nervous system. Meditation, I'm going to take a little tangent here. Meditation allows us, within, calming our nervous system, it allows us to heal and rewire our brain, because when we get into a meditative state and we truly are immersed in that meditative state, we're opening that doorway to allow whatever, comes in to come to surface. We're allowing ourselves to replay maybe some negative emotions, to replay what happened within the day, those things that we shoved under the rug that we didn't have time to process in the moment. We're allowing those things to come to surface, and our body is naturally healing itself. And our body can naturally rewire itself to then bring it back to the parasympathetic, that calming state more often, keep it at that baseline versus living in that sympathetic state. Okay, so we're a muscle, right? Yes, we're energetic beings, but we also work in this muscle memory is coming to my mind. I can't think of the word, but we can rewire ourselves. Number 2 is to stop choosing your vices, or in another way to say it is stop choosing your procrastination behaviors and habits, like scrolling on social media, vegging on the couch, watching TV. Stop that first. Maybe you're still procrastinating, but let's check those vices at the door. Let's stop those behaviors and those habits first, because those behaviors are so addictive. They activate this reward center within our brain that increases the levels of dopamine, our feel-good chemicals within our brain, that then we get hooked on it. Our brain gets hooked on, I need more dopamine, I need more dopamine, more social media, more TV, more TV. It's a vicious cycle. But once we stop it, okay, it might feel weird and it might feel, awkward because I'm not getting that dopamine anymore. How is this good for me? But then we could replace that extra time with the practices that I just shared before. Meditation, breath work. Those are releasing the dopamine too. But you have to, again, rewire your brain to get it back into the relaxation mode faster. And you will, once you break that habit to start that new habit, you have to uncondition to recondition. That was the word I was looking for, not muscle memory. It is muscle memory, but the reconditioning, okay, to heal that trauma, that response. So what I just shared with how meditation allows us that space to rewire, it's also, like I said, opening that door to address those pain bodies, those stuck emotions, or whatever else is coming up that are, like continuing that nasty cycle. So choosing to stop the habits and accept what is going on, that is the first step in the healing work that's necessary to decrease that size of that pain body. So it's no longer triggered or weighing you down as easily. It's not weighing down your energetic system as much anymore, because the more work that you put on it, the more focus that you're putting on healing that weight will begin to dissipate. It will begin to transmute and be flushed and come back into, let's call it recycling back into that high vibrational energy. So once we start healing that pain body through facing it, being aware of it, feeling it, processing those repressed emotions, we'll be able to come to a place where we're not shoving it under the rug anymore. We're not picking up those vices anymore because we're being with it. And some other ways that you could kind of go through this emotional processing work, besides, meditation, breath work, you can start journaling through your experiences. Talk to someone you trust. Seek community with people who are doing the same healing work as you do. Seek a certified professional, a therapist, an energy healer. Whatever you do, have your primary drive be to work through your experiences, your heavy emotions that are still stuck inside of you. Because the more that you do it, the smaller that pain body is going to get and the less power that it's going to have over you. And ding, 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 in turn, as that pain body is getting smaller and less powerful, now it's time to strengthen and open that solar plexus, okay? Because that solar plexus is that engine of action. It's that energy that's essential to help, you move forward, take your power back, move forward in the action of your dreams, which in turn, you're going to no longer fall into that procrastination trap as much, because now you have a ton of power and that open, wide, aligned solar plexus to help you get off the couch and do the things. So number 3 is to activate, strengthen, open up, whatever you want to call it, your solar plexus chakra. You can do this through meditation, visualization, energy healing. Oh, I would love to work with you. I offer, my sessions are all virtual one-on-one sessions. So if you prefer someone, seek someone out local within your area. I just suggest meeting with them first, conversing with them first, so you could actually connect with them to see if you match with their energy and their kind of the vibe that you feel, if it feels good to you, okay? So here's a powerful exercise that you could help supercharge your solar plexus. You can go ahead and just place your hands on your solar plexus, so right about your brow line. Just gently place your hands there and take in a few deep breaths. And as you're taking in your deep breaths, I want you to visualize a bright yellow orb of light, this ball of energy, okay? As you're breathing, just focus on this ball of energy. And next, visualize this white light pouring down. White light is the highest vibration of light energy that is. It harnesses your inner power. It can transmute any negative, stagnant energy back into love and light and peace and bliss and ease. Imagine this white light is just water falling over your solar plexus chakra, this ball of yellow light. And as it's cycling and water falling, and as you're just focusing on this beautiful energetic experience, your solar plexus, that yellow orb, is starting to grow and expand and burst out like sun rays of light. You can go ahead and pause me if you like to sit there as long as you wish. And we're going to move on to number 4. So the fourth way to overcome procrastination is healing. Let it be healing past traumas to decrease the size of that pain body. Let it be healing negative self-talk, that self-judgment, the ridicule, the shame, that negative mindset loop. That negative self-talk, that negative mindset loop is so common when we procrastinate, because our inner voice, our inner critic, it's constantly warning us, telling us we're going to fail, telling us we're going to be judged, telling us that people aren't going to, think what we're doing is good enough, or it's going to paralyze us and we're not going to take action on something important, because our inner critic is that huge part of our self-sabotage that leads to the procrastination and then that analysis paralysis. And energetically, it's like a dagger to our solar plexus, because what is that doing? It's like pushing down our confidence, our power. And that's what our solar plexus wants to do. It wants us to be confident in ourselves. It wants us to just shine bright in our inner power. But when we're self-sabotaging, we're weakening that space, that energetic center. And it's making us more indecisive. Oh, I don't know. Is this me? Should I be doing this? I don't know what I want to do. So whenever we hear that inner voice judging ourselves, again, we could go back to that visualization, that meditation I just shared, with imagining your solar plexus chakra and that beautiful white light just water falling over you. And then your solar plexus is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as you're focusing that intention on it. And lastly, number 5 is to give you some tangible to-dos. Here's something that you actually, of course, like the meditation visualization experience, you could actually do too. But here's like a tangible, give me a productivity tip. I'll leave you with one, okay? Because I understand that our brains are hardwired this way. So this is to break up that bigger to-do that you're procrastinating into smaller, more manageable steps, because this will be less overwhelming. It's going to help you get some confidence back as you start building that momentum. Okay, I'm doing these little steps. Woohoo! And look at that. You're going to strengthen that solar plexus in that work, because you're building your confidence. You're building that momentum. You're doing the things. Even though they're small, they're smaller, broken down things, you're still doing the things, and you're going to build that momentum, and you're going to start to do the bigger things. So you can do this in a simple way you could just write down what your main goal is, what your dreams are, what the decision is, that task that you're procrastinating. Okay, write it down at the top of a piece of paper, and then write down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and break down the goals, break down that thing that you wrote at the top of the paper into smaller steps, smaller actions that you can take one at a time until you reach that bigger thing. So if your big goal, for example, is to, find yourself again outside of motherhood, write down at the top of your paper, identity outside of motherhood. And then write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the little tasks can be: number 1, ask for help. Number 2, have conversations with loved ones. And oh my gosh, if you're getting scared about that, number 3 can be maybe that could be number 1, do the inner work to see why or how I'm struggling asking for help or having those conversations. So really take this time for yourself. What are things, I'm not saying they're going to be easy, but what are things that you can do, because it's going to help you get to that big goal. And these are just bite-sized actions to do that. Or you could schedule a clarity call with me, and we can map out exactly what it is for you that's holding you back, and map out exactly those steps that you can take to start to make those little shifts forward, those little changes forward, to bring yourself back into alignment, to find your energy of alignment again, my friend. Oh, mamas, I love you so, so much. I want this for you. And this was a big spin on procrastination. So I hope that it resonated with you. I would love to hear if it did. Schedule a clarity call with me. Of course, I have my energy healing sessions if you're ready to go all in. I cannot wait to hear from you, my mamas. Until next week, as always, simply be you. You have everything inside of you to learn your energy of alignment and deepen your relationship with them. I'm sending my love and so much light.
Did you find this episode relatable or compelling? Please give me a review.
Thank you so much for spending this sacred time with me on the Balanced Mom Method podcast. I am sending you so much love and covering you in light, praying this episode has helped you in some way. And if it has, I'd be so grateful if you left a written review sharing how it's impacted your life. It truly lights me up hearing how you are on your way to your breakthrough. And also, please share this episode with another mom who may be struggling to remind her that we are never alone and to help give her that empowerment to take that first step. And be sure to check the show notes for additional ways to connect with me, our motherhood empowerment community, and if and when it feels good to you, learn how we could work together to help you reclaim your power, mama. Thank you. I appreciate all you are and all you do. Sending my love and light.